Hello, my name is Eric Schrader, and I am the Community Ambassador for Rockfish Games. This is the successor to EVERSPACE 1, known as EVERSPACE 2. It is an arcade spaceship shooter in an open-world RPG setting. This also has looter-shooter mechanics akin to something like a Diablo or a Destiny, so it's kind of like a Freelancer meets Diablo experience as a whole. You're going to be gunning your way through a number of different solar systems and exploring the possibility with new companions who are going to help better yourself over the time of a 20 to 30 hour campaign. At any point in time, you can branch away from that campaign and kind of do your own sort of thing, engaging in various factions, stopping at systems, or taking on warships. Right now, in the playable behind me, there's only 3 mere ships that you can fly. However, the customization of these ships is vast. We're using a modular-based approach to the ships themselves. That means the bodies, the wings, and the engines are all interchangeable. This gives us a wide breadth of options for you, not only from an aesthetic standpoint, but also from a statistical standpoint as well. We want you to not only do awesome stuff in the game, but also look good doing it. So in addition to that, there are 3 different ship classes with 3 different subclasses branching off each one of those. It's expansive. There's obviously an assortment of different factions and groups of interest in your death, essentially. The story is very important here and how it's narratively driven from the events of EVERSPACE 1 to EVERSPACE 2. So spoiler free here. You start off as a clone in EVERSPACE 1. You're trying to figure out who you are, what your purpose is, who you're even a clone of, in fact. You find those things out at the end of that game, and that's where you're kind of beginning with EVERSPACE 2, except without the ability to relapse on a new body. So now it's just your body, that's it, and you're figuring out who you want to become. The decisions that you make with your new companions through the story are ultimately going to impact the different locations that you're visiting through the game. So there are going to be a lot of other forms of environmental challenges and dangers out there in space. Black holes might be a little bit much this time around. We did have those in EVERSPACE 1, but now we're more going towards the more cosmic anomaly sort of things as opposed to the natural. This could include various sites of the ancients that we saw a little bit of from EVERSPACE 1. It's also going to come into play with returning factions like the Okar and the Colonials who really aren't too happy with your presence here in the demilitarized zone. Between that, you're also going to see some familiar zones with like lightning storms and nebulas that can jar your sensors and make things a little bit more challenging, that you'll have to overcome those obstacles using your wits and your equipment on hand. So community feedback has actually been a joy. In my opinion, with the community, we kind of like formed EVERSPACE 1 in actuality. So actually, let's do that again. I need to clarify that a little bit clearer. So community feedback has actually been a huge, very important part of our entire process at Rockfish Games. Through the community feedback, through early access, EVERSPACE 1 was changed, in some cases pretty dramatically, to offer a far greater game in the process. We want to make sure that we get enough time for that community feedback and support, which is why we're doing an early access once again with EVERSPACE 2 and allowing a full year of our development cycle to not only create our vision, but what you have to offer as well. It is very important to us. We're also very active in our Discord and also stream every Friday, giving you little content updates and tweets, and also shout outs for the fun fan art stuff that you guys do. It's a lot of fun. There are also a lot of fun and interesting new additions to EVERSPACE 2, including a grapple mechanic. It's kind of like you have a gravity gun on the front of your spaceship. So, you know, you're flying up to a derelict space station and you can't find a way in and your missiles aren't doing enough damage. That's fine. Just grapple a piece of debris and rip it off the side of the wall so you can fly in and have entrance. Or if there's a new turret type that's shooting these barrel bombs at you, you just grab it and chuck it right back into its face. There's going to be a lot of other utilities that we can do with these grapple mechanics, and I'm excited to see what the player base will do that, especially when we hit early access in September.